Before Joe sits down, would you please stand for the standard? Please be seated. A warm welcome to all of you here to Duncan Church and Duncan Heritage Centre. Many of you may have realised that my job is to tell people that God's Word will protect them. I didn't really fully realise what that meant until Joe told me about her granddad's Bible. And we're here to think about that today and reflect on that. And Joe has asked me just to thank everyone who's been involved in making this happen. I'd like to thank Joe for making it available as well. It's good that something so precious can be preserved and maintained for the future. We're thankful to the Heritage Centre Committee and volunteers, of whom there are many. Thank you to all those who contributed as well to the food today. So don't go home hungry at the end of our celebration today. Especially thanks go to Matthew, who takes quite a bit of the burden of the Heritage Centre. So thank you, Matthew, for prompting us and getting us to this point. This is something that's been ongoing for a little while, but we've got here. We're also thankful to Glasgow and Edinburgh Gordon Highlanders Associations, who are represented here today, and also the Gordon Highlanders Museum in Aberdeen, where the Bible will eventually reside. The Bible with the bullet hole in its spine and the accompanying war objects will be here as a temporary exhibit in this Heritage Centre, and when it shuts in October at the end of the season, it will go to the museum and be taken there by the two associations, and it's been given on behalf of the family. We're sure that Jane Haining, who was the main driving force behind Heritage Centre initially, would approve. On the 18th of October 1917, Duncan McFarlane was grievously wounded by machine gun fire. This Bible in his breast pocket took the bullet that would have killed him. He was missing in action for 6 months. Eventually his wife only recognised him by his eyes when she went into the hospital. He was a postman. 2 infant sons died post-war, but Joe's mother lived, married, and had 2 grandchildren. 2 of Duncan's 5 great-great-grandchildren are here today. Joe only knew him as a gaunt, cadaverous man, whose entire left side was useless due to a series of strokes. His nightmares were terrible, screaming, shouting, crying, with today what will be recognised as PTSD. The Heritage Centre here runs from Easter through to October and is manned by volunteers on a Sunday afternoon from 2 o'clock each Sunday, and is a centre for thinking about the past. We remember and celebrate Jane Haining, a heroine of the Second World War. We also reflect local history, families that have come and gone over the years. And today it's a privilege to better reflect on this particular family and this particular incident and time. And we're thankful to the family for their generosity in sharing the story and these gifts with us. In a moment we'll hear from 2 members of the Gordon Highlanders Association, Peter Pizzi from Glasgow and Bill Kaler from Edinburgh. We look forward to hearing what they bring with them as we mark this occasion and celebrate this remarkable man and this remarkable story. Peter, I'm going to hand over to you.
I would just like to thank Joe and the family for allowing me and my fellow Scotland to be here on this occasion and for the honour of having a hand of God's Bible and Duncan's medal for display at Gordon's Museum. 23018, Private Duncan McFarlane was born in 1980. In 1915, at the age of 25, he joined the army, serving with the 5th Irregulars. He then transferred to the 4th Battalion, Gordon Highlanders. The regiment served in the Battle of Ypres, also known as Passchendaele, from the 31st of the 7th, 1917, till the 6th of the 11th, 1917. Duncan and his comrades were in the trenches from the beginning of October 1917. They were sent along the lines to repair wires and shore up the trenches. Duncan was seriously injured by a burst of machine gun fire across his chest. One of the bullets, which would have been the fatal one, lodged in his Bible, which shows clear evidence of the bullet hole. Duncan was reported missing in action for 6 months before his wife tracked him down to a military hospital in Edinburgh. His wife barely recognised him as he was so heavily bandaged. It was only his eyes she recognised him. His family remembered the bayonet scars on his face and neck, as well as the arc of bullet scars across his chest. Duncan truly suffered the horrors of war. Along with the strokes he suffered, he was also plagued by nightmares, shouting and screaming, even crying. In these days, he would have been diagnosed as suffering from PTSD. Duncan is mentioned in the War Office wounded list, and he was entitled to a wounded strike before being honourably discharged. Duncan passed away in 1962, aged 72. Rest in peace, Duncan. Bye, Dan.
Thank you, Peter. I'd like to hand over now to Bill. He doesn't use them.
Joe, ladies and gentlemen, great to be here today to honour this amazing man. Thank you for that. Joe's asked me to spend or give just a few lines about the regiment and the museum. So we'll start off with the regiment. The regiment was raised in 1794 and it was numbered the 100th Regiment of Foot. It was raised by the Duke, 4th Duke of Gordon, ably assisted by his wife, as all husbands are. Duchess Jean rode round the estate and offered a shilling and a kiss to all who enlisted. And all those who enlisted, the vast majority apparently gave a shilling back but took the kiss. In 1789, it was renumbered the 92nd, and it was amalgamated with the 78th Stirlingshire Regiment that retained its name, Gordon Highlanders, and the 92nd. But once again, in September 1994, it once more merged, this time with another Scottish regiment, the Queen's Own Highlanders, to form the Highlanders. And then in 2006, once again, it changed and became part of what is now, and I'm sure you're probably all aware, the Royal Regiment of Scotland. All Scottish regiments came under the banner of the Royal Regiment. And the 4th Battalion is now serving in Cyprus. The museum started off located in a room in Gordon Barracks, which was a training centre for the Gordon Highlanders, and then it moved to its current location, which is the former house or home of Scottish artist Sir George Reid. It is recognised as one of the 5-star tourist attractions in Aberdeen, so it's certainly worth a visit. And it documents over the 200-year history of the regiment, 1794 to 1994, once named by Sir Winston Churchill as the finest regiment in the world. Sorry, Scott Guards. Obviously, as any museum, it holds numerous artefacts over its history, its 200-year history. an armoury, silver display. It even has a replica of a World War I train, albeit that's inside. Okay. It has a room set up as a miniature dining room of the officer mess that was held within the regiment. And that room is laid out with silverware, cutlery, crystal, etc. And is still used, if you so wish, to be hired out for a spectacular evening dinner. A bit costly, it's worth it. So that's a museum. It's 200 years. The regiment, as such, may have gone, as many regiments have, but the history still continues even to this present day, with the Regional Association all taking part and continuing on from here. Thank you.
I've been inspired to do the same. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Joe. Joe, do you want to add anything?
I would just like to thank everybody for coming, and I feel that these items already belong to the regiment. You know, I've done my bit keeping them in a drawer since the 1970s, and we felt that the Bible its first public outing should be in a church, which is what is happening. So thank you for coming, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. I think we should have a round of applause for everyone. And a special thank you to the representatives of the regiment who have joined us here today. Thank you for travelling and joining us and helping us eat. Thank you. Please stand. Special thank you to Gavin for playing with us this afternoon. Please be seated and please head towards the food. Thank you.